Rowdy Star Wars Talk. I'm your host, Caleb.
Hi, I'm Seth. I talk Star Wars with this man while having 3 hours of sleep.
Which is weird. I gave you so
And
much more time this time.
yeah, well, it wasn't you that did this.
It was work.
It was work, and also because we're pre-recording today, I got to play. The dogs were out today, and I thought things would be fine. As it turns out, no.
You'll have to explain that one to me. I don't know that particular.
Sinuses and butt.
Oh. Got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are pre-recorded this week. Sorry, you could have kept talking. I just meant I wasn't gonna say anything because I was chugging because I haven't been home all day.
Yeah. The work was awful and it sucked.
I'm sorry
because too busy.
Yeah. But we're just gonna, because we're already running late a little bit on recording.
Because we had some technical difficulties. We're gonna fuck words.
We're gonna speed run.
Yeah, we're gonna speed run this.
Yeah, so we're not gonna talk about really anything that's been going on this week. Not much has been going on really.
No, nothing changed since last week, really.
We are pushing more for the next Highlander episode. But it sounds like you and Britt are on the same page of being like, hey, we're not finishing it this week.
Yeah.
Because when I saw her Thursday when we were playing Life is Strange 2, and we finished Life is Strange 2. Huh. We are now playing.
How'd you like the?
We got the best ending you can. Mm-hmm. We were like, because we got to that part where it's like, hey, you don't really have a say at this point. It's really all dependent of what you've been doing up to this point. And how you treated your brother, and whether or not you taught him right and wrong, and whether or not you treated him well. Yeah. Those are the two main factors in that game.
Hope you didn't.
Because there are 4 endings.
Hope you didn't fuck that up.
No, we got it right. We already knew we were on the right path when he didn't kill the cult lady. Because he'll do that if you're on the wrong path. And so we were like, okay, we're on the right path. We've at least got him to where he'll listen to us. And in fact, he's probably morally good because the option to kill her didn't even show up. So, yeah, we got the best ending. Still sucks. Sean is still in prison, actually.
Yeah.
Right now. Because the epilogue to the game doesn't take place until 2032. Which also makes it the furthest in the Life is Strange timeline. Even currently. Because the new games are set in current day. And not in the future. Let our boy Sean out. He did nothing wrong. I already know that. I was joking with Brett. I was like, there's probably Life is Strange. Like, I wonder if there's going to be fans when 2032 hits that are going to be like, alright, this is the year Sean gets out of prison. Like, make a little Life is like a fan holiday out of it. And she was like, oh, there's probably fans that will. But no, we were talking about it, and we talked about the Highlander podcast. And so she was like, hey, so I have had a crazy week. I haven't read any of the book. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Yep. I read 2.5 no, I think I've read 3 chapters now. I might be the furthest.
I've read like a chapter and a half.
Yeah.
And that was from way back.
So, here's the problem with the book so far. Mm-hmm. It's 12 chapters. You would think, oh, that's an easy read.
These are long chapters.
They are like 20 plus page chapters. Which is insane. I live by a chapter should only really be about 10 pages. And that's so that way. And that's more of a writer thing and less of a reader thing. But even as a reader, I would prefer that. Because as a writer and a reader, the trick is, how do you keep your reader continuing to read? You make them feel like they're moving along pretty easily in the story. How do you do that in a natural way? The chapters are short. Because if they're reading like a chapter, like say you're reading a chapter like before bed, You're like, you get to the end of chapter 10, you go, or chapter 1, you go, you know what, I should read chapter 2. Well, it's kind of late. Let's see how many pages there are. Only 10 pages? I can do that. And so then you read chapter 2. And then you're like, okay, I should actually go to bed. Well, how many pages is chapter 3? 5? Okay, I can read that. And then you end up reading more than you were originally going to. And that's why chapters should be shorter.
I think 15 is like
stretching
on
it.
the longer
Yeah,
end,
15
but
is
it's fine.
15 stretching it. I live by the 10-page rule, honestly.
If you're a coward.
No, if you're
No.
if you're a smart
Sorry,
if you're a
I'm a
smart
little bit pissed.
that's also on
today.
the writing end though. Like on an author end, I stick to 10 just because that's a good way to get readers to read. 5, somewhere between 5 to 10. You shouldn't be less than that. Unless the scene requires it. Like unless there's a scene that's like, oh, it needs to be like a page, and then we jump to a different scene. But that's crazy. But also, big time authors have done that. So if I can't even, I ain't them. Yeah. Let's get into.
Yeah.
Really, that was it though. That was update on Highlander
yeah,
podcast.
Where do you want to start?
Let's just talk about the one piece of news, and then we'll kind of.
Yeah.
So, Maul Shadowlord already has a season 2 announced.
Which is wild, considering the first season hasn't dropped yet.
Yeah, as of when this episode of the podcast airs, we still have 2 days before Maul Shadowlord season 1 drops. And that's not even the full season. That's just the first 2 episodes. And then the show doesn't end, the first season doesn't end until Star Wars Day. Which is also the week that we're going to talk about it. But, of course, we will probably still be watching even as they're airing, probably. But that way we can just talk about it the week that it ends, rather than wait a week like we normally do. That's really it. It's exciting. That's exciting news. I mean, I guess that means they are confident in what... But also, none of their animated shows have been, like, just one season. Like, even like, under the Disney, like, era of things. Because, like... Even the show that nobody really watched, Resistance, had 2 seasons. So, and then Bad Batch had 3.
Yeah.
And really only the live action shows have been like 1 season and dones. Which is unfortunate because I feel like there's some shows that I'm like, I could do a second season of this. Book of Boba Fett. There's like shows that they haven't even announced season 2s of that I'm like, why are there... We know that you should do a season 2. Why haven't you? You know? Skeleton Crew. Sorry, I'm I don't know what's gotten into me on that one. No, but seriously, I feel like shows like Skeleton Crew should at least be like, hey, you have this much faith in your animated show. Why is Skeleton Crew still nothing that we've heard yet? Even though it's very clearly setting up for like more. Right? Am I crazy on that? Like, we haven't had an official announcement. Like, we have, like, people that know that a season 2 is probably likely because, like, there's, like, production lists and stuff that exist out there. But that's not the same as an official, like, Disney going, yes, we're making season 2. But Maul Shadowlord, which I do have faith in as a show. Just already, before it's even out. Before it's even out.
To be like, here's season 2. We're working on it immediately.
Yeah, which we were joking about it beforehand. We were like, do you want more? Yes. Then shut up. Take it.
Okay.
Take it. It's like, okay, Disney. Okay.
Damn.
Fine.
Fuck.
We haven't even read the comic yet. Let us read the comic first.
Damn, let us buy in.
Although I heard the first issue's good. Because that's all that's out right now. Which is why we haven't read it yet. Because you all know how we are. We wait to read everything. Speaking of, we got 3 comics to talk about this week.
Yep. So you want to do this in like chronological?
Yeah, we'll do
order,
chronological.
or- Okay.
So, well, first. Look, I didn't go through all the hassle of making sure my hard drive is fucking working to not use the spoiler alert sound, which is saved on that hard drive. That was the technical difficulties, by the way. I kept plugging it in, hearing that it's on, seeing the light on it, and going, it's plugged in. It's showing it's plugged in. Hell, I pulled it up on my settings. It was plugged in. And then it was just, like, not showing up. And I was like, well, let's try it. Like, I did it, like, 7 times. I unplugged that sucker. Anyways. We're going to talk about, first, Kit Fisto and Nadar. Which, you know what? I was happy to see Nadar again. At a time when he wasn't as... Well, he's still a little foolish, but not as... Not as fallen to the dark side yet.
When does that happen?
I would argue he's got a little bit of dark side when he's fighting Grievous in the Lair of Grievous arc. He got a little overconfident.
Oh, right.
He dies.
He died. I forgot.
He dies because he's overconfident.
I'm sorry.
It's been a while since... That was what, season 1?
Yeah, that was season 1.
Season 1 Clone Wars?
I'm over here like so much other shit has happened.
Yeah. But no, this takes place before episode 1. So we're talking about, Tides of Hyperspace Stories, Tides of Terror, just so we are aware of what comic we're talking about.
Yeah.
But no, so it's Kit Fisto, Nadar, Mace Windu, and Shakti. That's actually a pretty good lineup of who to follow, honestly.
Windu and Shakti are really only here for 2 volumes-ish.
Yeah, for 2 issues, yeah. And then, like, the rest are really Kit Fisto and Nadar. And, so
the stars of this one are really Fisto and Nadar.
Yeah. Which once again, I like seeing Nadar. I like seeing Nadar in a different light where he's, like, still learning. And you really start to be like, man, it sucks knowing what happens to you in Clone Wars. Meanwhile, you're like, man, I'm liking this Nadar character. I wonder what's going to happen to him.
My 2 thoughts, technically 3, were 1, I'm over here like, I'm not feeling much terror, but also I'm not the target audience for this, so I'm not going to say...
What, the shark creature wasn't terrifying?
Not really.
I also called it pretty early on that that the babies were taken.
Yeah. It's always the babies being taken.
Cause like, okay,
right,
premise.
Yeah.
Rolling it back.
We're skipping
Rolling it back.
That.
Rolling it back a little. We're not gonna do like issue by issue, but rolling it back a bit. Premise is Kit Fisto, Nadar, and Mace Windu get called to. Well, first they finish up business on one planet where
one sea monster.
Nadar kills it.
Yeah.
And then because it was about to kill Mace Windu. And Kit's like, hey, we still had that situation under control. You didn't have to kill it. And Nadar's like, but it was going to kill Mace Windu. And they're like, maybe. But also, we respect all life because we're Jedi.
Yeah, and then for me, it was a case of, all right, Jedi got a Jedi.
But then immediately, Kit Fisto's like, all right, let's move on from it, though. You learned the lesson. We just move on. We don't dwell on it. Which Nadar's like, well, I'm dwelling on it. And Kit Fisto's like, no. We move on. You learn the lesson, and you move on.
Fisto's very much like, come on, today. Like, he has no patience for this kid.
At the same time, though, it's not because he doesn't have patience for teaching Nadar. He's actually a really good teacher. It's
sure?
Yes. I don't think it's the failings of him of what happens to Nadar.
Not later. I mean, just from this... Because that's all I can remember right now of judging him as a teacher.
I think he is a good teacher.
I think maybe it's just the Nautilin expression where I'm like, what the fuck are you so jolly for right now, motherfucker?
Look, Kit Fisto,
He's got a resting happy face.
Ever since the Gindi Clone Wars, that man is known for his smile. Alright, let him use it. And it's all Gendy Tartakovsky's fault.
You know what? Fine, I'll let it slide.
All because Gendy Tartakovsky made him give that little shit-eating grin at the end of his episode in the micro series of Clone Wars. And then ever since then, that's what everybody knows Kit Fisto for. And dying to Palpatine.
Yep. Your two most memorable moments of life. One is non-canon, and the other one is when you die.
To be fair, there are like now semi-canonized like versions of him giving that smile and, you know, doing underwater shenanigans like this adventure.
The other thought I had while reading this is, man, you and your apprentice are really lucky you can breathe underwater, huh?
They cannot survive electricity, though.
No, they cannot. Didn't know that. Actually,
that should have been common knowledge.
Yeah.
Most creatures can't.
Just like how most things are, in fact, not fireproof.
But anyways, they get called to go to this water planet because there are, like, negotiations going on between a is it the government or a corporation?
I believe it's the government.
Okay, they're doing
some, like, protests.
Okay, so the government is doing like excavations on like an older deep underwater city. Yeah. And there are protests about that going, hey, you're disturbing the wildlife there, which yes they are.
And the counter argument is this is an archaeological dig site.
We're not actively trying to do anything to them. We're just kind of we are in fact not going out of our way to mess with them. Not entirely true. As we will learn.
Not purposefully.
Depending who you ask.
Depending on who you ask. one motherfucker is...
It's 100% purposeful. The rest of the government as a whole, no. I think they actually find a really good resolution to that situation at the end. But anyways, so of course, Kit Fisto and Mace Windu are like, we are here to represent and find like a middle ground.
Yeah.
And Nadar's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's going to be boring. Kit Fisto's like, I guess we'll see. It is not boring.
It is not boring for them. It was a boring read for me.
In fact, even Nadar's like, you know what? Actually, no, this was not boring at the end of it. So they meet the representatives for both sides, really. They talk to the main guy in charge of the government side.
Yeah.
He's this Quarren. And then they meet like the representative from the planet that's part of the government side.
There's the guy that actually runs the station, I think.
No, is he the one that runs the station, or is it the Quarren?
I don't fucking know.
Anyways, and then there's the head of the protesters that they meet. The guy that is from the planet is the one that's going to be the one that we keep an eye on. Spoilers. Yeah. It's him. It is surprisingly not the protesters.
Yeah.
Although that's the initial suspect. Because, so it's the Firaxan? Yeah, Firaxans. Mm-hmm. And so they're like sharks. Big sharks. And, one of them gives Nadar a little jump scare.
Oh, Zorfin. That's
what Zorfin, yeah. Oh, the Zorfin, sorry, yeah.
What the fuck is a Firaxan?
Oh, that's KOTOR.
Okay.
So the Zorfin, yeah, the Zorfin. So the Zorfin are the sharks in this.
If you're not someone who is afraid of things underwater, this is not going to be that scary.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I'm also not reading it to be scary, though. Like, yes, it's called Tides of Terror, but it's...
I think I'm mad that I just don't think it lives up to the name, and also sleep deprived, so that's making
But it's also
worse.
like it's just a fun adventure. So, yeah. I just read it as a fun adventure story. I wasn't even like, oh, this is for...
I want to be scared.
But it's also not the October... It's not the...
I know.
It's not our October comic that we get.
It's like,
so I wasn't expecting
This is supposed to be a fun little adventure. Meanwhile, I'm over here. I want to be fucking terrified.
See, I see Hyperspace Stories in the title, and I just go, "Oh, this is fun adventure." I don't really.
Meanwhile, I was looking at the subtitle for it. I'm like, this book is a liar.
I mean, it's terrible. It's very much a terror for everybody involved in it.
Yeah. I'm like, man, drowning would suck for everyone who's not our protagonist.
Getting eaten by the Zorfin would suck. For everybody, including our protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Getting shocked by electricity would suck. Yeah, so the Zorfin crash into one of the, because it's an underwater, thing, and it's, on platforms underwater, which is a curious setup, by the way.
Yeah, hey, architects, engineers, the fuck, man.
That was an interesting design choice.
Yeah.
Why not just have it be a floating underwater thing, but...
I understand why not with that, because then it'll move around.
Yeah, but you can control that.
Yeah. But then the plot of the story doesn't happen.
That's the real answer why.
Or alternatively, if you still wanted that to happen and you wanted to incorporate the floating idea, you just have it chained down and then that shit breaks and we still have the same problems.
Or you still have the Zorfin run into it, and then it's still power outage still happens, and then that's why it sinks, right?
This isn't a bad story, but I'm just like,
hey, you defended it there. Actually, you were the one defending it there for a second.
It's not a bad story, but I'm over here just being like.
But no, the Zorfin take out one of the support beams. Excuse me. And because of that, the everything starts falling apart, and then explosions go off, and power goes out, and everybody's like, "Well, shit, we got to get everybody out of here," because then water starts coming in.
Yeah.
So they start evacuating some people, not everybody right away. Actually, most people are evacuating themselves.
Yeah.
And then,
which will be a problem later.
And then the Jedi are like, wait,
hold
on.
It's not that bad.
We can still solve this. And then another explosion happens. And they're like, okay, fine, yes.
Yeah.
So
and some people are stuck down there because some people were jerks.
Yeah, the people who were leaving on the initial leaves when the Jedi were like, hey, we shouldn't leave yet. Those weren't full.
Yeah,
escapes.
No, they just left.
They left with 7 seats still open in that thing.
And my brain was like, well, you're going to get what you deserve, I guess.
And they kind of did. They kind of take that back.
Yeah. You should have doubled down on it.
The Zorfin then attacked the escape pods. Or so it seems.
And they're all... Nadar is like, oh no, so much loss of life. And my brain's like, well, yeah.
But then Kid Fisto is like, we'll see about that.
So certain.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I don't remember what Kid Fisto says.
Yeah, he's basically just like, we'll see about that. Because Kit's like, I didn't feel any deaths, but okay. Because Mace Windu and Shakti are on one of those pods. Yeah. And they're like, I didn't feel them die. And Kid Fisto's like, I didn't feel them die. Because they decided to split the party. Shakti and Mace are like, we'll go with the people leaving. You guys stay here and make sure everybody gets out. Mm-hmm. Or you can save the thing, whichever happens.
Yeah.
It is not the saving the station. The station does not, in fact, get saved.
But the people do. It's more important.
Yep. So yeah, they find out that it's the I want to get his name. It's gonna bug me.
It's like a Meister.
Meister, something. It's Meister something, yeah. Because he was the Meister for this whole thing. Which is why they're like, oh, it was you. Why would you do this to your own thing? And he's like, well, oh, Samrit Nell. That's what his name was. Samrit Nell. Grand Meister Samrit Nell. Yeah, Tordusian. Yeah. But
I remember because the leader of the protesters' name is Lady Vang or Valk,
Lady Valk,
and the other one that I remember is Maitland, who's like an engineer.
and then Scooth is the Corn.
Yep.
That's in charge. So it's Scooth, that's the Corn, that's the chief in charge. Nail is the Grand Maester for the whole situation. He's the one working on the government side, and then Valk is the one in charge of the protest. And at first, Valk is the suspect because they're like, well, makes sense that protesters would be destroying this because they're against this thing, but also they're in here still.
Why would they blow it up if they were still in it?
And so, while Nadar is helping because Nadar and Fisto help the engineer team, Maitland, work out on some stuff. And then eventually Fisto's like, all right, we have to split party. I'm going to go investigate this. You stay with the engineers. Figure out a solution to what's going to happen here, because we're getting to a situation where we've closed ports, we've locked down the thing and brought power back, only for us to walk away and the people that are the terrorists on here to knock out poor Maitland and then redo all the messes that we just fixed.
Yep.
So you stick with them. I'm gonna go look for the terrorist.
Yep.
Kid Fisto does in fact find the terrorist.
Yep. The best part of the whole situation is eventually, like, Nadar comes and rejoins because plot events happen.
No, my favorite part is, and it's like, Fisto's like, I knew they would find me because I went by myself and they waited till I was by myself to attack me. And then, Nadar joins because he's like, okay, we figured out a solution. We're gonna...
There was a part where they said reverse the polarity, and my brain was like, not sure how the science works on that one.
Especially underwater.
Plus, you can't reverse the polarity of oxygen. That's not how that works.
We've got scientist friends. Maybe they can explain it.
Maybe they can. Maybe it makes more sense to them, but I'm over here
Probably not.
I'm over here like, the fuck do magnets help you?
George, man, this was... we love your writing usually, but this was not your best.
I will say, I understand what their plan is, which is good.
It's a good adventure. Once again, George, man, this is a good adventure story. Just not like what you are known for, which is scary stuff. Despite having scary words in the title.
What? I do like the plan that they come up with.
Yeah, it's basically, we use the air to shoot the thing up.
Yeah, that's it. You didn't have to reverse the polarity.
It's the...
Everything else in that conversation follows a form of logical sense, except that one sentence.
It's the Willy Wonka elevator. We just...
Pretty much, yeah.
We just shoot the thing up with what's left of the oxygen.
Yeah.
Well, but at a slower rate, because we're not crazy. Because we want to make sure there's still oxygen for us as we do this.
Yeah.
Because we're still underwater. That plan gets changed a bit.
Yeah, it gets changed.
Because, yes, Fisto and Nadar find the terrorist. We learn that it's Samrit Nell. They're like, but why?
And Samrit goes,
for the money, of course.
Burns, for the money.
For the money, of course.
And they're like, how could you do this for a few credits? And I'm like...
But what if it was a shitload of credits?
I'm over here like... He's like... The fucking best part is that... His logic, right? Is... What if I... Basically, the plan was not to, like...
not to actually destroy this place, funny enough.
Yeah. But once that plan got fucked up a little bit, they were like, well, we might as well finish the job.
Right. So original plan, take interesting finds from the archaeological digs, sell them to the black market. Profit.
Yeah.
That's it.
They're like, the counter article, this is a historical site.
And then that got shit thrown out because like they were gonna I forget what his plan was in specific to like setting off some explosives.
Yeah.
But like I think it was to like get the protesters in trouble and
Yeah.
but then what ended up happening is the Zorfin said, "Fuck that. We're gonna break the base." And Nell went, "But what if we blew it up harder?"
Yeah. And my brain is like...
But then your profit stops.
My brain goes in the back of my head. I'm like, this guy's an idiot.
And immediately the rest of his team starts to see that as well as the comic goes on. They're like, wait, we're supposed to get out of this alive. We can't do that if you blow this place up with us in it.
And he goes, I don't care.
Because basically his new plan is just blow it up and let the protesters take the blame. And then he just starts his scheme again somewhere else.
Yeah, it doesn't work. He's in jail now.
Yeah,
for how long? Forever.
Because what happens is, Fisto's like, all right, well, we lost them because they tried to electrify us. That failed because you cut the power to the thing that they were trying to electrify us with, and we also jumped really fast. But then we lost them, so you go find them. I'm going to go look outside the underwater station. Yeah. And Nadar's like, why are you going outside? The Zorfin are there.
Like,
exactly.
I got a feeling about this.
And it turns out it is not just the archaeological digs. It is, in fact, just all the sea life also that is here that they are taking to sell.
They're like, we'll sell it. The Zorfin will sell...
We'll sell the smallest of fish that we can find that's here, that's considered exotic.
Yeah.
Somebody will buy it.
Yeah. In addition to whatever all dead people.
So Samrat Nell is probably the worst.
Yeah, he sucks.
He sucks. He officially sucks because like he isn't like it's one thing to be like, I'm gonna take stuff from archaeological digs. Already bad because you're selling your own. One, it's your own culture, bro. Like, this is your own culture that you are just going, could learn something interesting about my history. Nah. But also now you're just kidnapping animals.
Yeah.
You're
a dick.
That
was part of the initial plan?
Probably not. Samrat Nell, you're just a dick. But yeah, Kid Fisto obviously frees the fish and brings back the baby's orphan to its mama's orphan. And then starts the bomb kind of goes off, right? Yeah, because Samrat Nell and his crew do get into an escape pod. They leave even after Nadar's like to one of them is like, hey, you can still have a change of heart.
No. It's too late for me, dog.
Like, I appreciate you for trying to reach out to me and doing your Jedi thing. Yeah. But, like, no, I'm sorry. I can't go back. I am in too deep.
Yeah.
What's it called? Where they think the sunk cost fallacy is in effect. Ah, sunk. Unintentional.
Yep.
So they end up going. They leave, set off their bomb. Now the oxygen plan can't work because they need.
Fuck.
Because they're like, well, shit, we need the oxygen and we don't have enough now to do the thing.
Yep.
We have enough to live for like maybe 2 more hours. And then Kid Fisto's like, I'm here to save the day by riding on top of the Zorfin.
Yep.
And we just push you up. What if we just pushed you up with a bajillion Zorfin? No.
I mean, yeah. Not a bajillion, because Zorfin are way bigger.
They're also rare from still even. even with how many of them show up to save the day. And so yeah, they reach the top where Fisto reveals he's like, yeah, the only reason this whole thing happened was because they were kidnapping Zorfin. If Nell didn't do that, y'all would have been good. Also, y'all should probably still work out a new deal anyways, because the Zorfin live like literally right next to the archaeological dig site.
Like, we'll build a new one, but it's mostly there to make sure no one fucks with the Zorfin.
Yeah, it'll be a protection habitat thing. Also, nobody died because the Zorfin were actually saving the escape pods.
Yeah.
They grabbed them and then brought them to the shores. And they even captured Samrit Nell's one. Because Nadar's like, damn, he got away. And Fisto's like, I wouldn't be so sure. And then reveals...
Like, you're going to jail. How long? I don't know. However long the government says. So they could be 20 minutes or 20 years, pal.
It's Fort Hill College.
It's Fort Hill College.
Samrit Nell, you are in prison, Fort Hill College. Fort Hill College? Fort Hill College! But that's Hyperspace Stories, Tides of Terror.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. It serves its purpose.
It's not bad. I'm just upset that it doesn't...
I like getting some pre-episode 1 stuff. That's what this is. It's pre-episode 1, which is not what I was expecting initially. I thought it was going to be during the Clone Wars, actually.
As much as I've been like, it doesn't live up to its name, and I'm actually not disappointed in the mystery. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
I'm thinking, you read my mind. Crazy. 8.
Crazy how I've learned to do that after doing this for like 5 years.
Yeah, it's only been... I'm cheating. It's only been 81 episodes this season. 100 last season. So it's only been 181 episodes.
Reminder, there's 50 weeks in a year. Not 50. The math on there doesn't work out.
That's not correct. That is not correct at all. There's 104 days of summer vacation.
No, shut up. I don't care about that right now. There's 12 months. There's 4 weeks in each month. So that means that there's 48.
It's actually 52. So.
What the fuck did I...
52 point something according to Google. 52 point...
50 was close.
Yeah, 50 was close. 52.1429. But, yeah, so 52. Yeah. So
y'all do the math of like 186 divided by 52.
180. Is that what I said? 181. Well, how many episodes was actually in season 2? Was it just 100? I think we ended on 100. I was like, we did it. We ended right on 100.
We did end on 100.
Hold on. What's funny is it didn't even talk about us at all.
I'm looking at
the AI overview did not talk about us at all.
Open it up. We can see.
No, because we didn't talk about either of these topics. Yeah, see, there's no direct reference to. Yep.
All right. Yep.
Yeah. So 181. This is so unrelated to. We have lost the plot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about right. That sounds about right.
You have to round up or down.
It'd be down, so 3 years, because you round up at 0.5. It's 3.48076923077.
Yeah.
So 3 years.
However, I've checked the timestamps from like the pilot pilot for season 1. That's 4 years ago.
Yeah, let's not talk about season 1. Yeah. Well, season
Sorry,
1...
not season 1, season 2 episode.
Yeah, I was about to say, season 2 was...
I was not involved in season 2.
No, season 1 was John and Lakin and me.
Yep.
Anyhow, back on topic. Let's talk about the one you were most excited about.
Yeah.
Boba Fett, Black, White, and Red.
Oh, boy.
They were fun adventures.
Yeah.
There's really not a lot. Like, the first one is Boba Fett doing... That's the one where he does the job for the Empire, right?
Yes.
He gets blackmailed. He basically gets forced to do it. Because they're like, hey, we captured you because you freed a guy from one of our prisons from Andor show that are building the Death Star secretly. We can't have you doing that. So you're going to go get a data drive that we need and bring it back to us because it has secrets.
Yep.
Boba Fett goes, sure, I'll do that. As long as you clear my
record.
Clear my record. Dirty Imperial goes, yeah, I'll do that. Boba Fett finds out that a group of rebels led by a guy named Rooker, who kind of makes Saw Gerrera look like he's going easy mode on the rebels. Rooker goes, I know where the data drive is, but you gotta work with me.
Boba goes, sure thing, pal.
And Rooker goes, I'll even pay you. Boba's like, even
Sounds
better. Boba Fett then goes to where the data drive is, stealing it. And then kills the guy that, like, once again somebody tries to be like, hey, you should work for me instead. Boba's like, no, I'm done making deals.
The Empire, you're going to work for us, the rebels. Would you like to work for us and make money?
Last guy, hey, we don't gotta kill each other. Let's just work together and sell it together.
Boba, I am so fucking tired.
I just want to do things my way. And so, Boba sets a trap, has the Empire go to a location where he says, because he sends both of them half the data disk.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, no, he sends Rooker half. He doesn't send any of it to the Imperials. He goes, Imperials, go find it, and I also will tell you where the rebels you're looking for are. I'll even tell you, so you get double deal. I'll tell you where Rooker is.
Yep.
Double deal for you. Yay for you. All you got to do is, as soon as you arrive at the spot, delete my record.
Yep.
They don't do that immediately, because they weren't planning to. And then he goes to Rooker, here's half of what's on the data disk. You want the rest? Go to the location. All yours. And then pay me when you get there. Actually, pay me as soon as you get there. Actually, pay me now. Rooker goes, okay, we'll pay you now. Hey, we're gonna like do a back charge on that, right? No, that's what he told like his guy. He's like, we're gonna do a back charge. Like, as soon as we get there, we're gonna do a back charge and then tell the Imperials where he is. Cause like, or kill him. I think it was like, we're gonna kill him. Yeah. And then the Imperials show up first. The guy that tried to make an offer to Boba last, the Basilisk, is left as a trap with a bomb in his mouth. And Boba goes on a hologram. All right.
Here's the deal.
You're going to clear my fucking record right now. Or you get blown up. End of story.
Boba, fuck your deal. I want a new one.
Maybe he could have done better in his dealings with Vader.
Maybe Vader understood his reputation where he's like, look, I know I say I make the terms a lot.
But I also understand that, you know, if I push too hard, you'll push back. Yeah. So we're just going to meet in the middle.
Yeah. Just don't disintegrate these guys.
Yeah. And also just like, don't disrespect me in front of everybody else. play it up a little bit. I'm supposed to be the scary one here. Boba Fett, whatever you say.
What do you say, man?
Pretty sure I'm the scariest one here. And I just got 2 guns. But yeah, so then, of course, the Imperials are like, fuck it, fine. Just as Rooker's team shows up to go get it. And then Bo's like, oh, good, they arrived too. Later. I'm setting this off anyways, and I'm letting you 2 fight it out. Bye. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
What a fun day at the office.
But yeah, so that was issue 1. Issue 2 is this the one? Oh yeah. So this is the Zeltron. Samu the Scurrier. So Boba Fett actually got tricked.
Yeah.
Because at the start he's looking for this Zeltron, and he's like, "Hey, looking for this guy." They're like, "That's not him." Because he like literally grabs a guy that looks like the hologram, and the guy's like, "It's not me." And then like the guy that Samu just got done, like the droid that he just got done scamming a little bit, was like, "Oh, you got tricked by him too, huh?"
Mm-hmm. I think one of the best like brief interactions from Samu, he's like asking one guy for credits, and he's like, "I don't have any credits. And even if I did, I wouldn't give them to you."
I love when Sam is like, "Hey, it's this guy," and the guy's like, "I don't have money. I don't have money."
There's also not Boba Fett doing the "I'm watching you" in the crowd. Samu running away. I got away. Fuck, he's right there.
You know what though? Samu is actually a likable character.
Yeah, he's not that bad.
Like at first you're like, man, this guy's kind of shitty, and then you're like, oh no, he's actually got good like he's that annoying character that you start to like at the end. Fuck.
Yep.
Cause like at first you're like, man, this guy is just. There's a reason nobody likes him.
Yeah.
There's a reason nobody's willing to give him money. He literally scams everybody. Like, his nickname is the Scurrier.
Samu runs away quickly.
Mavalok, yeah. And Samu's like, yeah, I know it's meant to be an insult, but fuck them.
Everybody's got to be good at something. Might as well be really good at running away.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Samu, his shit is catching up to him. Because he owes some hooks some money because he cheated at Sabak against them. And
one of the worst crimes imaginable. If you cheat at cards, you die.
Yeah, because the hooks are like, look, it's not even about the money at this point. It's that this guy fucked our reputation. Yeah. So we gotta kill him, obviously. So Samu's sister tracks Fett and goes, hey, I'm willing to pay you to ensure that you get Samu the lightest sentence possible. Because, like,
there's a lot of people that want to kill him. The best that can happen for him is he goes to work on a prison colony.
Yeah, he goes to a work colony.
Because everybody else will kill him.
So if you can promise work colony, I will pay you. Fett's like, okay.
That works.
Because in the first issue, Fett already is like, I don't talk about my clients because Rooker asks about that.
Yep.
So I'm curious who his initial client was that he was hunting Samu for, that this is okay. Must have been the Empire, because I feel like the Empire is the only one that would be like sending Samu to a work colony. And so maybe he was already going to do that anyways, and so he just got double paid for it, but like, which is very Boba Fett to do.
I mean, that's not wrong to do.
But it's also very much a Boba Fett thing to pull off, where it's like, you just don't reveal you were already gonna do that.
Why would they need to know? I'm going to have to chase him anyway. Why would I tell them?
And so, the hooks obviously overhear some stuff, and they learn that
Samu's got a son. I
Yeah.
can't wait to use this kid as leverage.
And then we're gonna try to kill him anyways,
Mhm.
even after we have Samu. And Samu's like, guys, really, you got me already. And so Fett has to step in because
Yeah.
Fett's like, no, you can't kill Samu. I'm making more money by him not being dead.
Yeah.
Also, you can't kill the kid.
Because the kid doesn't have anything to do with this.
Eventually, Fett just kills all three of them.
Yeah.
Because Fett's like, fuck these guys that are after my bounty. Because these guys are crazy and, yeah. Even by Fett standards.
Yeah. It's over here.
Fett's like, I have met crazy people in my life.
Yeah.
And somehow you guys top that. Although not topping what's going to happen in the next issue, I think.
No.
If I'm remembering the issue order correctly. And so, yeah, so Fett does make good on the deal. Has let Samu have a chance to say goodbye to his son. And Samu learns that, hey, for once his son is proud of him.
Wow, Dad.
You're
I'm
doing
so glad you're not running away again.
You're going to go to prison instead.
This is a happy moment in my life.
Because I will see you when you get out.
Yep.
So, yeah. And Sam is like, you know what? Yeah, that's not so bad. While I'm older, I got time. I'll be able to live past this and see my son again. And that's all he wants at the end of it. Yeah, so Samu had character growth. And Fett got paid.
Yep.
Twice.
What if I just did the job anyway?
And so...
I think
yes. Okay, so this is the one... Yeah, this is Crazy People. Because this is... Yeah, this is the spin-off version of the Bomar Monks. So, issue 3... Fett is tracking down this guy that was in charge of a cult within the Bomar monks, getting help from Afra's dad to locate them.
Like, that's a weird pull, but I guess.
Also, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Like,
to be fair, I feel like Boba Fett could arrange a meeting with anyone he wanted to.
Well, and also, don't forget, while yes, Dr. Afra is a really accomplished like archaeologist, and she actually does know a lot of what she's talking about. Who did she learn that from?
Her dad. Yeah.
Who is probably the next best.
No, that's not. I accidentally addressed both of them as Afra.
Yeah. So no, I meant like. Sorry, not Korin Afra, but yeah. So, like, obviously he would go to Dr. Korin Afra because he is also one of the best at what he does. Like, he like, literally one of the best archaeologists outside of his own daughter.
Yep.
Like, literally, they are the top two.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go and visit Dr. Henry Jones or Dr. Henry Jones Sr.?
Chelly or Korin.
Yep.
And so... Corn's a little bit easier to find. Chelly's a little bit more slippery.
Chelly's politely a bitch to find on the best day.
Yeah. Okay, so reading the comic, because we get because it flashes back and forth between the initial time that Boba was going after this guy and how he's going after him now.
Yeah.
In the initial flashback, before they reveal, that this was only like a few years ago, my brain was thinking, oh, this is going to sound like Clone Wars, but because like when I'm reading it, my brain is putting Tamira Morrison's voice into it. Because that is Boba Fett's voice now because of Attack of the Clones. And so I'm like, oh, I should put Tamira Morrison's voice in this part. And then when we're doing the flashbacks, I was like, oh, this should be Clone Wars Boba. Because that's the armor he wears in the Clone Wars when he's doing bounty hunts. Because it's his original armor before he gets he repaints his dad's armor. And so I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what this is. And then they revealed, nope, he's already like an adult at this point. So my brain's like, shit, I gotta reread this with Tamira's voice now.
I just figured he was like 17-ish.
Right, but no. The reason I had to reread it, there's a specific line.
Mm.
It has to be Tamira's voice by that point, and by 17 it would still be like Clone Wars Boba voice, Daniel Logan. So it would still be Daniel Logan, Clone Wars / Attack of the Clones. So it would still be Daniel Logan, but it can't be Daniel Logan because literally when Boba finally tracks this motherfucker down, he goes, "I remember that voice," and I'm like, "Oh no, that means it was Tamira's voice even in the flashbacks." Because he goes, "I know that voice." Well, it's not him. It's the lackey that says that, I think. But yeah, the Bomar monks though are those guys that put their brains in a jar.
Yeah.
That you see in Jabba's palace.
I think this one out of like the 4 is probably my favorite.
I like this one a lot, although I really like the last one.
The last one is also really strong.
But yeah, so his name is Vargan, and so he finds Vargan there. Well, first he finds like because basically this particular sect of Bomar monks are like, we can do all the worst thing, because Bomar monks generally are like, oh, we achieve enlightenment. Yeah, we achieve enlightenment by putting our brains in the jar because we have ascended from our bodies, right?
Yeah.
And generally, okay, that's not like, that's still a little crazy, but it's also not the worst because you're not like.
Usually they're not violently crazy.
Yeah, in the case of usually the Bomar monks are just like, no, we just put our own brains in a jar and we just live for however long our brain will let us.
Yeah.
This particular sect,
they have
the
a
Javiks,
slightly different interpretation.
Yeah, the Javik sect go, no, we are always meant to be enlightened. Therefore, we can just commit all the terrible things we fucking want, and we'll be forgiven for it once we put our brain in a jar. So we can kill, maim, whatever, and we're fine.
Lie, cheat, steal.
All that good stuff. And Vargon, like, so the reason Fett is originally after him is because, like, Vargon was attacking fishmongers and small villagers for, like, whatever he could get out of them. And enough of the fishmongers were able to collect a small bounty, and we're like, hey, can you deal with him? And Boba's like, sure. Boba doesn't win that fight, but no. So Vargon gets his brain in a jar. So Boba, years later, tracks him down thanks to Corran, Dr. Corran Afra. Got to put some respect on that name. He is a doctor. He went, he earned that doctorate. He's not Mr. Corran Afra. He's not Mr. Afra. He's Dr. Corran Afra. It's also why you can't just say Dr. Afra, though, because once again, it's like...
Yeah, we have the same situation we had 10 minutes ago.
It's like, they're both Dr. Afra.
Yeah. Dr. Mr.
Dr. Mr. Afra. Dr. Miss Afra. Because she would do not say Mrs. Afra. That's for sure. Because she has not settled down with anybody. Yeah, she's not married, and also, even if she did, she probably would still prefer you didn't. But yeah, so he tracks the specific Javik sect where their temple, and he finds a shit ton of brains in jars, and he's like talking to the spider droid Chase's one, and he's like, all right, which one's Vargon?
He just starts...
And he's like,
they're like, why would we tell you?
Boba goes, okay.
I'll just keep shooting until I get the right one.
Yeah, I'll do this all day. And then finally the spider droid one is like, okay, fine, it's me. I can't even pretend it's not, because I am so annoyed with you already, Boba. You were annoying then, you're annoying now.
20 years. Why are you still so annoying?
You take things way too seriously, Boba.
Boba, fuck you.
Boba's like, yeah, I take it seriously. It's my job. Vargon's like, the bounty for me should be over by now. It's been so long. And Boba's like, yeah, like, it is. But also, fuck you.
Fuck you.
I don't let anybody get away.
Boba Fett's official stance. Fuck you. You don't get to escape.
I don't let anybody escape.
Like,
It's bad.
I'm like, this one feels pretty personal, Boba.
It is.
It's like, yeah, you made fun of my dad, you piece of shit.
It's also bad for my rep if I let one guy get away.
Yeah.
I can't be the scariest motherfucker out here.
This, last night, fun question,
Okay, for number
Chris,
4 or
3.
3. Okay.
Chris asked me, like, who I thought was a better bounty hunter between Django and Boba. And I had to think about it for a second, and my answer is Boba, but I'm also...
It's because of we don't have enough Django.
Yeah.
We don't have enough Django content.
Mm-hmm.
I need more Django content to answer that properly.
Yeah.
If I was to put,
As
like...
of current, my answer is Boba.
If I was to say, like, Legends, then it'd be a closer, like, competition. Mm-hmm. But also, in Legends, Boba becomes Mandalore for a sense.
You know...
He also is a terrible dad, though, in Legends. His daughter tries to kill him multiple times. Can we get that in canon? Can we get Boba Fett having a daughter that tries to kill him? Who is also a bounty hunter?
It doesn't sound like she succeeds from what I'm hearing.
No, he's made it all the way to, like, when the sequel trilogy happens in the new canon, like, in terms of how long he's lived.
Also...
Because in Legends, they didn't make it much past.
Also, from what I've seen of Boba, as of current, it doesn't really strike me as much of a family person.
No, I don't think canon Boba would have a family, actually. But...
Boba and Luke. Luke has a family, but that's not...
But I mean, like, wife or kid, yeah. Both Boba and Luke lost that in the swap from Legends to canon. They're like, we had a wife and children. Boba's like, you know what? Actually, that's fine. Mine tried to keep killing me. Both of them.
Luke, they what?
Luke's like, well, to be fair, my wife tried to kill me before we got married.
Is that normal?
It's okay. She killed my clone, and that counted.
Such a weird...
Spoilers for a book from the 90s, by the way.
30 years ago.
I mean, they might. To be fair, they might be pulling some of the stuff from that book into Ahsoka season 2 and whatever Thrawn movie they decide to do.
Yeah. All right.
To be fair, but anyways, issue 4.
Yep.
Oh, a Tarkin is dead.
Oh
no.
And it's everybody else's problem.
To be fair, I don't feel bad. I think that's why I was being... I don't think you do either.
I don't, but I'm also... My brain was like, you killed an Ariaduan. You fucked up.
To be fair, it was an Ariaduan that killed an Ariaduan. So, like, yeah, does that I think that balances it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and this, like, unlike the High Republic Tarkins that I can kind of give some respect to, the Imperial era Tarkins, fuck them. But yeah, this has to be before A New Hope because Tarkin
Skullface himself.
Grand Moff Tarkin is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously A New Hope hasn't happened yet because he's on that. But so his niece is killed because she's like a cadet for the officers, specifically for the officers like college, the Imperial Academy for officers. So she was on Easy Street already, to be honest. And so Grand Moff Tarkin's like, we'll look into it later. She's a failure now that she died. However, Sidna's mom,
I'm over here like, well, fuck you too.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Meanwhile, Sidna's mom, Sidna's the Tarkin who died. Sidna's mom is like, fuck my brother?
Brother-in-law, maybe?
Depending on, we don't know the exacts. Yeah. Anyways, brother. We'll just say brother, simplify. Fuck my brother. He's not a true Tarkin anymore.
Yep.
Boba Fett.
Fuck that guy.
He's not looking to give us justice. We need actual Tarkin justice, not Imperial justice. So
Because Imperial Justice is slow as fuck.
also, it doesn't let us be the one that gets to kill the fucker.
Yep.
My brother's forgotten what it means to be an Iriaduan. So, Boba, you're gonna find the killer. We'll pay you 20,000.
If you
And
just
then-
bring them in at all.
And then we'll double that if they're alive.
So that's 40,000 credits.
And if you bring them alive, that's great because we want to be the one to kill
Yep.
whoever killed my daughter.
My brain is like, oh yeah, that was somebody's kid. They're mad as fuck.
Oh yeah, that was a Tarkin's kid.
I'm like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Iriadu.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're, to be fair, if you're from Iriadu, you could probably get away with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you fuck with a Tarkin, even as a Iriaduan, there's not.
You better hope you're a Tarkin too, motherfucker.
Even then.
And even then, that shit's still dangerous.
So yeah, so Fett goes, yeah, sure, sounds great. Let's go. And so he learns from a kid named Levu that tries to pickpocket him, knowing he's Boba Fett.
He's like, well, mister, your coin purse was just hanging. Looks like it was gonna fall in, but it's like, oh, you thought you'd fucking help it?
One of the few times we see Boba Fett in a funny, like, adult Boba Fett in a funny situation.
Yeah.
Kid Boba Fett, we've seen that a few times, but, like, adult Boba Fett, we never get to see, like, this is kind of a humorous moment.
It's like, alright. How much does 9 apples buy me in information?
Also, like, one of the few times where Boba Fett's, like, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that was an adult that tried to pickpocket him.
That guy would be dead.
But because it's a kid,
Yeah.
Boba's like, look, I'll buy the fruit for you. Here's your fruit. Give me the info, what I need to know about what's the rumor mill? Who am I looking for?
No. By the way, everybody fucking hated that girl.
Because fuck the Tarkins.
Yeah.
Fuck the Tarkins and fuck the Grace family.
Yep.
Those are the two big ones. Fuck them. And also, we got a vigilante called the Shadow of Brifrong that wants to kill them.
Yep. Shout out Bryfang.
Yeah.
It's the best city.
Shadow of Brifrong. Yeah. Best city. High Republic gave them big notes. And now we love them. And now they're even creating vigilantes. They're getting their Devils of Hell's Kitchen. Except if they went like season 1 Green Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
You have failed this planet. Essentially.
Yeah.
I do love that we don't actually ever fully see their face.
Yeah.
Like, we start to get a hint at it, and then it cuts away.
Because it's like, this is the Boba Fett series. Boba doesn't give a fuck who this was.
I don't even see it as that. I see it similar to... I see it similar to a V for Vendetta situation.
It doesn't matter who it was.
Right, it's the message. It's the message and the symbol. That's what's important. It doesn't matter who it was. And we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Fett is tracking down Shadow Brifrang, gets attacked by Rosalind Grace, who is also a bounty hunter.
Yep.
Not because she needs to, because she's got all the money she fucking wants, but for the rush.
The love of the game.
I'm here for the love of the game to murder people.
It's like, I'm so tired. First interaction.
He's like, I'm already tired of the city. Because
I fucking hate this.
Because I got pickpocketed immediately, and now I got shot with a sniper rifle. I survived it, but that still fucking hurt.
Yeah. Who the fuck shoots someone with a sniper rifle as a greeting?
Rosalind Grace. She's like, what? I assumed you'd survive because Mandalorian armor.
Don't operate on that assumption.
You're right, but fuck you.
That shit's
still hurt.
Yeah. I don't know if you know how armor works.
It's that scene from the first Kick-Ass when Nick Cage is testing the gun on the bulletproof vest with Chloe Grace Moretz's character, and she's still like she's in it, and he just goes like it's the first time you ever see these two characters, and he just goes and she goes on her back. And you don't know she's wearing the bulletproof vest at the time when that scene cuts to it. He just shoots her, and then we go, and then she goes, "I'm fine," but it still hurt because like you still got hit by a gun.
Yeah. Also, apparently, Zach is under the impression I can take small arms fire if you give me some expired pills. Don't ask. I don't know how that conclusion was made.
Zach comes to a lot of conclusions. We love you, Zach, but
Love
you come
that
to a
man.
lot of conclusions. I think it's because
Go on.
it's the man crush he's got on you. Let's be honest.
Right, yeah.
Y'all got that bromance going. It's definitely mostly Zach towards you, but well, he's gonna look back on this episode and
Yeah.
he'll be like, "Fuck you, Seth." You know that's exactly what he's
Yeah.
gonna say.
If he's even awake for this, I'll probably sleep through it. Yeah, that's a call out.
Pixie will tell him.
Pixie will tell him.
Yeah. So, anyways, Raslin and Boba are like, race you to get Shadow. Boba's like,
just fuck off, please.
Boba decides to do what he does best,
Mhm.
which is use people against each other. So he purposefully lets Raslin find him again. So that way the Shadow also finds Raslin. Because the Shadow's going to try to kill Raslin because she's from one of the big families. So,
for a guy that, like, is pretty... Dude's actually pretty good at manipulating people once you get down to it.
yeah, because generally when you think of Boba Fett, you don't think tactician.
Yeah.
You think he's the tank sort of guy. He's the big muscle guy who shows up and is scary and shoots a motherfucker and calls it a day.
Yeah. Which isn't incorrect.
It's just not every time that he operates that way. Sometimes he's like, "Oh no, this requires a little more thought. Let me do that." And he's actually really good at it, which is why he's the top bounty hunter. By the time of like War of the Bounty Hunter, and then War of the Bounty Hunter happens, and that kind of fucks his reputation for a bit. But at least he's still not as low as Dengar.
You cannot be worse than Dengar. Bottom of the barrel, man. Hi, this is recorded on Friday. Normally, we have D&D on Friday. We're a little bit late, but it's fine.
We might not have D&D tonight, but
we'll
shoot for it still. So yeah, so he captures Shadow after blowing Raslin the fuck up.
Yep. Deserved.
Raslin still survives that, by the way.
Good for you, Raslin.
Raslin will return.
Raslin will return.
I like Raslin, though, actually. I like a little bit of a psychotic bounty hunter that's only in it for the sake of killing.
My brain went, God, these psychotic noblewomen.
It's a good trope.
I know.
Tropes are used for a reason.
I'm not mad at it. That's not the
I know,
problem.
I know. No, I'm speaking more to the audience than to you, because I know. But it's like tropes are used for a reason, and sometimes they're really good, and this is a case of it's used really well. Yep. But yeah, so Shadow is brought before them, but by this point, like, nobody was willing to give up Shadow.
Yeah.
By the way, because like before Boba uses Raslin as his bait, he is legitimately going, "Hey, can you give me some info about Shadow?"
They're like, "We don't know shit, and we'll never tell you."
Fuck the Tarkins. Fuck the Graces.
Yep.
And Boba's like, "Well, shit, man. Okay, I guess I'll go with Plan B."
So asking nicely didn't work, and I don't really feel like being a scary bastard today.
So I guess Raslin will do as bait.
Yes, Raslin will work.
And so he brings the Shadow to to Sidna's mother, who does do a face reveal, but we don't see it, because once again, at this point, because all of Iriadu has basically agreed, fuck the royal families. it's a V for Vendetta situation.
Yeah.
It's the symbol. It's the mask. They're all the Shadow at this point. Like, it's really just a matter of time before a copycat killer starts doing it.
And Boba's
Which is something Fett also realizes. Like, he's just like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen here.
Yep.
Not my problem.
Not my problem, because I'm not here to pick sides. Whoever pays me more.
Yeah, and so, yeah, that was Boba Fett, Black, White, and Red. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Just shooting that right there. I'm not even. I also like that we got most of the writers that we're used to. Like, that issue 4 was Alyssa Wong. We like our Dr. Chelly Afra herself. Issue 3 had a few writers, but it had a list. Sorry. Issue 3 was Ethan Sachs. So our bounty hunters.
Yep.
Once again, that makes sense. Bounty hunter, yeah, we know our bounty hunters boy. Issue 2. That's actually a first time for us, Saladin Ahmed. We have not read anything from him on the podcast yet until now. Issue 2 was good.
Mm-hmm.
I like, yeah. And then issue 1, Benjamin Percy. He did an issue of Darth Maul, Black, White, and Red.
Okay.
So we know that he has also got some talent because we like that one too. Which issue of? Which one was that one? Oh, that was him as the Prison Planet issue for Darth Maul. Okay. Yeah. So overall, good writing team, and so I think that really makes it really strong to begin with. One author we don't know that much because we haven't read any of his other work, but the other, and then another one we've only read one other thing he's done, but the other half we know are strong. We know Ethan Sachs, we know Alyssa Wong. They always deliver. So
yeah.
Lastly, Codebreaker.
Yep. Paul Dameron.
Poe Dameron.
We're sending you undercover.
You're gonna go to a Hut planet, bring us a code breaking device that the First Order's using, and bring it back.
Yeah.
Turns out Codebreaker is a person. It's a little girl. Also, immediately failing the mission, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's him, our boy Snaps. We love Snap Wexley around here. You don't know him too much yet because you haven't read Aftermath, but another classic character. Immediately the team gets
fucking botches.
Well, it's not even really botching it on their end, really. It's just, the First Order's already here, and they immediately spot us because we just got here, and also, probably because the New Republic representative that's around here that was supposed to be working with us, probably gave us away, but we don't know that yet. Well, we the readers know that, but the characters don't.
Yeah.
So Poe ends up having to fake a crash. We also meet an interesting First Order pilot, the Banshee of Bastine. New character.
Yeah.
Also has a rivalry with one of my favorite characters that's in the new in the new trilogy era. In the sequel trilogy era, it's
Wolgren, some shit.
It's Von Reg. Von Reg. Yeah, I like Von Reg.
Fuck is Wolgren?
I don't know, but yeah, I like Von Reg. Von Reg because he's got the red armor going on, and also he's in the show Resistance that we talked about earlier, the show that only had 2 seasons. But I do like that they introduce a character, have her have an entire thing, and then she's gone.
Yep.
She's alive, though, because Poe did leave her alive. Von Reg, though, was like, I'm just not going to save you. We jumped ahead a lot though.
Yeah.
That's
Has
okay.
a weird beef with Poe.
Well, it's because Poe beat her technically. Poe tricked her.
Yeah.
Because she always shoots and kills everybody that, like, she's the best.
Fucking, this one escaped. Okay.
Yeah, this one escaped situation.
Sorry, maybe it's just that I don't like fighter pilot stories that much.
Yeah, this one escape story. To be fair, only like one issue fully sticks to the fighter pilot situation.
It's overall.
Yeah, like it's overall about Poe, but it's still not a fighter pilot story for most of it. What's that?
I don't think a good protagonist.
You don't like Poe?
No.
I like Poe.
He's fine. He does the job that a character like him should do.
I'm curious.
It's not a case of hate. It's more disinterest.
I'm curious how many people are going to have so much beef on that choice. I am curious what comments we'll get off of that one. You're like, Poe is not a good protagonist. Just say it. Say it with your whole chest if you're going to say it.
Fine, I find him boring. I do agree with the decision he makes in this story.
No. I do like his growth in that. Because I think that kind of fits his narrative arc overall within the sequel era, which is kind of being a hotshot pilot. Like, you know, it's the usual hotshot pilot who has to learn responsibility. And in this case, in the sequel trilogy, he is pushed into leadership because Leia dies. And they're like, all right, you're the responsible one now.
Poe, what?
Like, I understand Leia was setting me up for this, but now?
Now? Everybody else, yes, now.
So I kind of...
My only context here from Lego Star Wars.
So I kind of like Poe Dameron's arc in the... Like, this kind of... Like, this definitely hints at his willingness to kind of skirt around the rules a little bit, which is where we start his kind of journey in Episode 7. Because this takes place before Episode 7. This is when, like, the Resistance is still kind of young, and the New Republic still exists. Hasn't been blown up yet by the Starkiller base. But yeah, so Poe finds out that it's just this kid. Him and BB-8 have to deal with trying to get off the planet. Their informant turns them over to the First Order. Fuck. He does.
No, I'm doing the math. They infiltrate a First Order base, and that shit falls apart pretty almost.
Yeah. Like that happens first, but so they have wanted posters, which is why his informant turns him in, because his informant's like, well, fuck me, you brought the problem at my doorstep.
And then he sells them out to another, I think a bounty hunter that's allied with the.
Yeah, it's the bounty hunter that he. I think. I don't know if it's specifically the bounty hunter he gives him over to, but yeah. But yeah, it's a big basilisk bounty hunter. Or Dawoop, yeah, thank you. It's a Dawoop. And thankfully, though, Cheka, the kid, is a really good strategist because of all the implants and also that she has now, as well as she was already kind of gifted to begin with. She is from the banking clan on Scipio. Her dad and mom were like, hey, we'll let you work for the banking clan because that's going to raise our status, right? Yeah. And then the banking clan's like, what if we sold her to the First Order?
It's not part of the plan.
In fact, we are very upset about that. So upset that we will then die trying to get our child back.
Which leads to the, Poe, my mom is dead too. It sucks. That was new information.
Yeah. Now you and I are like, okay, when the next mainline Star Wars comics actually happen, we got to keep an eye out for his mom. When is she gonna die? She's not dead yet where we're at.
And as we continue the story.
But yeah, so anyways, they escape by they're unable to get a ship directly to where they need to go. So instead, they get a ship to a museum.
Yep.
Specifically a Clone Wars battle memorial museum.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because random droid, the Rex droids from the Star Tours ride, is like, I can't help it over here. You need a ride. That's not that ride. Do you want to get on my ship?
They're like, well, that'll work.
We can work with that, I guess. And so they end up going on that. End up at the museum. Poe sends out a distress signal to the Resistance to let them know where he's at. Well, technically he gives it to the New Republic representative,
mm-hmm.
who is supposed to forward it to the Resistance.
But he don't.
Thankfully, though, because Snap already made it back to Leia, and I'd already told her, hey, that representative guy was a little sketch, Leia was already suspicious.
Yeah. It's like, we'll send one of our larger ships.
In fact, we are going to, as it turns out, because Snap shows up to save Poe and everybody at the end, turns out Leia's like, also, we're going to listen in on all the calls that representative gets, because we don't trust him now.
Yeah.
Good thing we did.
Oh, wow, this guy was a liar.
In fact, he turned you over to the First Order. Fuck him. We can't do anything about it, but fuck him. Because technically we are not operating under the New Republic. We are our own entity. Yeah. Otherwise, the New Republic would be breaking its treaty with the First Order.
The Hutts.
And the Hutts. Both. Because technically they're not at war with the First Order either.
Oh.
Both. You would be breaking both treaties. Oops.
Primarily the Hutts in this regard.
Yeah. But also, well, no. The Hutts, they can't even send the Resistance. The Resistance showing up alone breaks that treaty.
Mm-hmm.
So they've already broken that treaty. But I'm saying, like, the Resistance being part of the New Republic officially would make the New Republic and First Order at war. And the New Republic doesn't want to go to war. So that's why Leia was like, fuck you guys, I'm starting my own army.
Which I feel like
it did not fast forward things. Things were already going this way.
No, not that. What I like, if you were your average resident in the Star Wars galaxy, because I assume this takes place after the big reveal of like, oh, Leia is kin to Vader.
Yeah,
right?
It's after. In fact, that reveal is part of also why the first, like, nobody's listening to her about the First Order. Yeah. And then the First Order kind of reveals itself, and she's like, and we're still doing nothing? Okay.
Yeah. If you were a lying news outlet, right?
Mm-hmm. If you were J. Jonah Jameson.
No, because
he lies. What do you mean?
In the sense of making a retraction, which he does a lot.
Not for Spider-Man.
Everybody else, a reasonable reporter. For Spider-Man, fuck this guy.
In fact, for X-Men, he is like pro X-Men. He's like
pro-mutant.
Yeah, he's pro-mutant.
But
that's because they're willing to give their identities and be. Yeah. They just don't want
their entire thing is the opposite of a secret identity situation.
They just don't want their names to be like on a government list.
Yeah.
And Jameson's like, yeah, that's how our country fucking works.
Yeah. What I was going to say is like, oh, you mean to tell me, like, if you're
the daughter
of Vader is building her own private army? Whoa.
Technically, the private army already existed. Leia just kind of was
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
If you're gonna spin it, yeah.
Technically, Leia just kind of took lead after it existed because she went, yeah, you guys are right. Not looking good. There's another thing that's seeming very Empire coming our way. And for Resistance is like, yeah, we should do something about that. Leia's like,
I agree.
I agree. Unfortunately, New Republic does not, because while I'm friends with Mon,
Mon's got to play politician ruler.
well, and also she's very much a no wars.
The rest of the galaxy. What if we did it again?
Mon Mothma. Damn it! I just want.
Mon, I'm so tired.
I am trying. But yeah, so, anyways, Snap shows up with Poe to save the day. Poe, along with the B-1 battle droid that is the tour guide, named, Guide E or something like that. Was what his designation was? Guide E. Yeah, it's Guide E. So he's like, okay, Guide E. We learn later, he's like, hey, get Cheka out of here. Get her somewhere safe.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna blow up the museum.
Yep. And then...
And fake that she died.
Yep. And I think the last bit of
and so, because let me introduce why he does that. Because BB-8 starts making him think twice. Because when they're on the transport with the to the museum, BB-8's like we don't get BB-8's words, but it's very much just, hey, this is a kid. Are you sure about giving a kid over to the Resistance? Because like, they're just gonna do to her what the First Order was doing. Except nicer.
Mm-hmm.
But the same thing. And Poe's like, you're guilt tripping me. I'm just doing my job. And then in this issue, he realizes, you know what? No, you were right.
Yeah.
At the very least, it will just not be in the First Order's hands. And so, they, excuse me. Yeah, so, Banshee, Vestine, and Von Rig show up, go after Poe, fight each other to fight Poe. Banshee manages to win out on that argument. So Von Rig takes a backseat, watches as Poe kicks her ass, and then she goes, "Can you save me?" And Von Rig throws back her own words of, "Hey, that's not in my job description, essentially." And so Poe makes it back, tells Leia, "Hey, excuse me, she didn't make it. Sorry."
Yeah, she blew up in the museum.
Even puts on a good show of crying, actually. Has like a single tear. And then Leia's like, I think Leia knows he's lying, but she kind of just lets him have it. She's like, yeah, I'm glad to know she's in a better place. Which could imply that she believes that she's dead. But I think Leia knows better. And Leia, of all people, would understand not doing that. Like, Leia would be like, oh yeah, it was a kid? Okay, yeah, no, we don't need that. But I don't know how many other people in the Resistance would. Even though Leia's the leader, there would be other high-ranking members that would be kind of pissed if Poe directly disobeyed an order like that. But yeah, 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It does what it's supposed to. I like Poe as a character. I like him as a lead still, but also I've read other comics with him and books with him as a lead.
So had a little bit more exploration room.
Yeah. And so I like what this comic does with him.
Mm-hmm.
I like how it's like, it kind of starts him as more of somebody who's just willing to just do what he's ordered, to somebody willing to do the right thing over that. Mm-hmm. Which I think represents the First Order as a whole. That's what the First Order is really about at the end of the day. But also kind of sets up his willingness to disobey orders that we see in the movies. And then that can lead to his rediscovery of, yes, it's okay to do the right thing and disobey orders sometimes, but sometimes you also have to take charge and listen and be responsible, which is a later lesson. Anyways, I think that's all we've got for this.
Yeah.
We're hitting low on the tank, I think. Yeah, overall, check them out.
I admit I have some bias. I'm also gonna give it a 7.
But yeah, thank you all for watching today's episode of Escape Reality Star Wars Talk. If you like our content, you can check out our Patreon, which is at Escape Reality Films. Shout out to Jennifer Brantley. You can sorry. Last time you didn't do it, so it threw me off this time. You can also support us by becoming a member of our YouTube channel. Shout out to Pixie Nixie and her shared channel with Zach, Goof Goblins.
Yeah.
Both the Patreon and YouTube memberships give you access to our content before they're released publicly on YouTube, as well as other extra goodies, including pages from my new comic book, Super Worlds, with amazing art by M Arts, where I have been adapting the short story Shadows of the Night from my Super Universe short story collection. And we should be having, I think this week will be the new page drop. We already have the page, it's just keeping a page ahead. If you'd like to be a part of our community, you can also check out our Discord, which is also linked wherever you're watching. Seth.
Yes, every other Sunday from 5 to 7 Central Standard Time, you can catch some friends of ours over at the Steam Dungeon on YouTube playing Trials of Nebu, their D&D 5e game. They're gonna fight a guy on a bridge who's been a pain in the ass the whole campaign.
I was bringing it to you, so that way
Thank you.
I was being a good co-host there. Because I was like, you're laying back. You're also, we're hitting that low energy. So it's a good thing we're calling it.
Yeah.
Next week, hey, you were upset about Tides of Terror. You get your Halloween one now. Tales from the Nightlands. So, yeah, there you go. There's your October one that we didn't have.
Despite the fact that we're doing this in April.
Yeah.
They'll never know.
Yeah, it's okay. Anyways, that's it. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time. I have spoken.
Y'all be safe out there.